So guys, we've just had Kell Brook v Sergey Rabchenko. Um, Great performance by Kell Brook. He dismantled Rabchenko. He came out in the first round and he was backtracking. And I was telling my brother, I was like, why is he going backwards? I think this is going to be a tough fight. He kept backtracking, and Rabchenko was pushing him back. And I just thought, what's going on here? And Rabchenko looked bigger. And I thought, well, maybe this might be a tough night. Maybe Kell Brook's still thinking about the Errol Spence, the Golovkin has had a psychological effect on him. But he came out in the second round and took charge of the center of the ring. And he hit Rabchenko with a massive uppercut. And I don't think he was hurt from the uppercut. He went back and he didn't look like... I think it hurt him. But I don't think he was wobbled by that. But then straight after that, he caught him with a right hand on the temple, and I think that completely rocked him, shook him to his boots, and he dropped. Obviously dropped onto the canvas, and he never really recovered from that. And then obviously the referee counted him, and he got back up. He was obviously wobbly, and the referee stopped the fight. It was a really impressive performance because I genuinely did think it would be a lot tougher fight. I did say that he's got to win. I thought that it'd be a fight where if he was going to stop him, he was going to stop him late. I did predict Kell Brook to stop Rabchenko, and that's what happened. But to be honest, I didn't expect it to be that early, and that's why I say it's a really impressive performance, because Rabchenko's not a world beater. He's not an elite level fighter, but he's a decent opponent. He's a decent fighter. And Kell Brook's done a very good job with him. He's basically dismantled him in 2 rounds. But in terms of Kell Brook moving forward, I do think that Kell Brook's opponents have to be selected. I heard some really silly quotes by I think some of the Sky team especially go over the top a little. They're saying that, he's going to dominate Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn's always known for, selling his fighters. He's a good promoter. He does a good job, but where he says he's going to dominate the 154-pound division, I don't know how he's going to dominate the 154-pound division. I don't think Eddie Hearn knows the kind of fighters in the 154-pound division. There's Lara, who's a champion. If you guys don't know who Alexandre Lara is, go check him out. Go check his fight out with Canelo. A lot of people thought that was a close fight. It was a controversial decision against Canelo Alvarez, who had a very good fight with Golovkin. So you can imagine how good Lara is. Just check him. He's a great boxer. And I don't see how Kell Brook would beat him, because these guys are naturally bigger and he's technically a very good boxer. And I don't think Kell Brooks is that good against boxers in terms of, I think you can easily box him and outbox him. I think Kell Brook's he likes to come forward, likes to throw his punches, he likes to dispose of guys, he likes to use his weight and size, and he'll knock guys out. In terms of a guy like Lara, who's very awkward and boxes, that's a very difficult fight. So do I think he'll beat Lara? No. They were talking about Jamal Charlo again. Jamal Charlo is another great fighter, trains with Errol Spence. He's probably, I wouldn't say he's as good as Errol Spence, but he's a very, very top fighter. Very, very top fighter. And he's got very good skills. He's fast. He's powerful. He's bigger than Brook. Natural 154-pounder. And do I think Kell Brook will beat Jamal Charlo? No, I think Jamal Charlo beats Kell Brook. Then we look at the world champion that I do think that Kell Brook can beat is Saddam Ali, who's fighting Liam Smith. Again, that's no gimme. That's another tough fight, and I'm not saying that he would beat Saddam Ali, but that's a more winnable fight out of all the other champions. This is what I'm saying. Kell Brook moving forward now, the fighters that he picks have to be the right opponents in the 154-pound division, because there's certain fights I don't think he can win. Kell Brook can win a world title at 154 pounds, but it has to be against the right opponent. If he goes in and fights people like Jamal Charlo, someone like Hurd, someone like Lara, I don't see him winning. I don't see him, because those guys for me are elite level fighters and they're naturally bigger, and that's going to take a toll on Kell Brook. So in terms of him dominating the 154-pound division, what Eddie Hearn said, he said there's no real big names in the 154-pound division, but now there is in Kell Brook. just because you're a big name doesn't mean that you're going to win against the top guys. I don't see him dominating at all. Like I said, I see all the other champions beating him, apart from maybe Saddam Ali, who, again, there's no gimme, but that'll be a close fight. The other guys, I think, would comprehensively beat him. And in terms of him, in terms of the fight that obviously the British public want to see, and I think Eddie Hearn wants to make, and probably the right fight for Kell Brook is the Khan fight, because firstly that's the most money fight. That's the big money fight for Kell Brook. It's a winnable fight. Not to say that's an easy fight. In terms of breaking that fight down, I think the Khan fight's a very difficult fight for Kell Brook, because it's all right fighting guys like Rabchenko, who are standing right in front of you, that make you look good when you're throwing those massive uppercuts and wobbling them. Khan's not going to stand in front of you. Khan's going to be moving from side to side. It's going to be very difficult, and it's very difficult to pin Khan down. If you look at Canelo, you got to realize, in my opinion, is 2-3 levels above Kell Brook in terms of ability. He couldn't really catch Khan. He managed to catch Khan once, and that was good enough. But if you look in that fight, how many times was he able to catch Khan? And like I said, Canelo's 2-3 levels probably above Brook. And is Kell Brook as big a puncher as Canelo, where he could wipe Khan out with one shot? I don't think so. That, again, is a difficult fight for Kell Brook. A lot of people think that Kell Brook will knock Khan out. I'm not so sure. I think Khan's boxing ability will probably get him through that fight. But again, we all know that obviously Amir Khan has had chin issues and he can be hurt. And obviously if Kell Brook has got a decent power, if he does catch him, he can hurt him and knock him out. That's why I'm saying that's a winnable fight for Kell Brook. And he can win those fights. But I do think that the fighters that I mentioned at 154 pounds, I don't think they're winnable fights. And that's why I said Kell Brook's career now has to be well managed. The right opponent has to be picked for him. So if Liam Smith is able to beat Saddam Ali, then he should fight Liam Smith if he doesn't get the Khan fight. Because if he starts being macho like he was against Golovkin, and then he took the Spence fight, he had no choice but to take the Spence fight. But the Golovkin fight there was no reason. Kell Brook could have taken the Jesse Vargas fight, and he could have become a unified champion. Then he could have probably got the Pacquiao fight. He could have probably got the Khan fight. Because when you become a unified champion, everyone's going to want to fight you. But nevertheless, I thought Kell Brook looked very good tonight. Although it was, in my opinion, a tailor-made opponent for him. He was standing there. Although I did think the fight would be tougher, he was tailor-made. He was standing in front of him for Kell Brook to catch him. If you stand in front of Kell Brook has got catchy shots. He's sharp and he can hurt you. But are the world level fighters going to stand in front of him for him to throw those uppercuts? And usually, if they do, they can take those shots, as we saw with Golovkin and Errol Spence and Sean Porter. Kell Brook's not wobbled any elite level fighter. They say about his punching power, but who at world level has Kell Brook wobbled? He fought Sean Porter, he never wobbled him. He fought Errol Spence. These are guys in his own weight category. Didn't wobble him, never hurt him once in the fight. He fought Golovkin. He hit Golovkin with monster shots. Golovkin was standing right in front of him, hitting with massive uppercuts. Golovkin kept coming forward, never hurt him. So at world level, how big a puncher is Kell Brook? I don't know. I don't think he's that big. I don't think he's what people make him out to be in terms of being this big puncher. He's not. But he has got skills. He's sharp and he can win a world title at 154 pounds. But like I said, it has to be the right opponent. If Eddie Hearn sells him down the river like he did in the Golovkin fight, there's no way Kell Brook can win, because we've seen Kell Brook good at a certain level. He can mix it with these top guys, but in terms of beating an elite level fighter, it's going to be difficult for him. It's going to be very difficult for him, because we don't even know what Kell Brook's going to be like now when he gets in a dogfight with a top fighter like a Spence. When he fought Spence, these are elite level fighters. So there's going to be times in the fight where you're going to be uncomfortable. And that's when we need to see what Kell Brook's got left. Not against a guy like today where he was tailor-made for him. He wasn't really hitting Kell Brook with hard shots back. So nevertheless, it was a great performance. I was impressed. I thought it was impressive after 2 losses. He's been out the ring quite a while. So it was a great performance by Kell Brook. He's back. It'll be great now to see him step up a level and see. I don't know whether he's going to go straight into a world title. I don't think he is. I think he'll fight somebody else. And then maybe it'll be the Khan fight, or maybe be against the WBO champion. So it just depends how things work out. But yeah, it was a great performance by Kell Brook. Impressed with his performance. Really good. I'm happy actually that he's won the fight, because obviously he keeps the big fights with Khan and maybe the world champ at 154 pound. Whether it's Charlo, whether it's Liam Smith or Saddam Ali. Obviously, there's bigger fights. Whereas if he had lost tonight, it would have been that. It would have been that. So it's great to have Kell Brook back, and great performance tonight. And let's see what the future holds for Kell Brook. Hopefully, we can see the Amir Khan fight. The whole. I think the whole of England wants to see that fight. But yeah, guys, leave your comments in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of Kell Brook's performance, and what do you think about the Khan fight. Do you think that's a tough fight for Kell Brook? And also, do you think Kell Brook can become a world champion at 154 pounds, or do you think against the elite level guys he's gonna struggle? Guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.